What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, and this is going to be a new series that we're starting of alt history. Now, this is post World War II map, and it's a little bad, but it's decent. So we're gonna be posting probably every Thursday on this map. I'm really trying to make a 3 video a week schedule for the YouTube channel, and I'm just trying to work with that. I already got I'm pretty sure Sunday and Tuesday. So Thursday would be a good addition, kind of balance stuff out. And that'll be what I'm going to start doing. It kind of does align with other people's schedules, but I don't really care that much because it's just going to be my thing that I'm doing for y'all to watch. Probably will get less views than my other content, but I'm fine with that. So let's go ahead and jump into the scenario. Now, this fascist dictator, ultra-nationalistic socialist, is going to be unifying Germany with Austria. Now, I'm going to go off history soon, but right now we're staying on history. But I do plan to have this be different than in normal history. But let's go ahead and just start this. Alright, so Germany has united with Austria. Then here we say the France and the UK being like, hey bro, why did you do that? Austria had its independence, but we get it. There was German speaking people there, so to an extent we're alright with this. But that's a very slim extent. But next off we see them sort of pressuring Czechia, but they ain't going to do anything with it since the Czechia does tell the Allies, well, not really the Allies, but France and the UK that, hey, we're being pressured. Can we get a little bit of help? And they're gonna be like, yeah, sure. And then they're just gonna work this out peacefully. And then after that, we see the Soviets declare war on Estonia. So let's go ahead and simulate this war. Here we see the Soviets pushing into Estonia. My bad for the colors. Hold up, give me a minute. Here we see the Soviets pushing into Estonia like so. And they're just going to take over Estonia fairly quickly. And Poland's going to see this and they're just going to be like, alright, a little expansionist, but we'll keep an eye out. We don't really know. And Poland's going to start militarization, mass militarization, and they're going to make a pact with Czechoslovakia. And Hungary's going to be like, maybe I can join this pact. I don't really know, but Romania is going to think about it. But this is also going to bring in Lithuania. Now, Lithuania and Poland have been unified before, so they're going to look into that a little bit. And just being in an alliance together, but then Latvia is just going to be like, maybe, I don't know. They're going to say no, because they just want to. But then we see tensions on this border between the USSR and Finland get a little bit heated. But other than that, it's pretty chill. Nothing's really happening until this. Here we see Germany demanding the Sudetenland from Czechoslovakia. And Czechoslovakia this time is going to say no. Germany declares war on Czechoslovakia. But we see here Czechoslovakia is in the pact with Poland and Lithuania. So they're going to come to their aid. Italy's just going to be like, I'm pretty sure you got this, Germany. But then we see French and British troops going to the pact to defend them. So let's go ahead and simulate this. Germany will be colored red while the pact is colored blue. Here we see German troops pushing into Czechoslovakia. They're going to push into the Sudetenland since they already had troops on this border. So they're just going to push really fast. They're a little bit worried about the Polish front, but Czechoslovakia has a stronger military compared to Germany, especially backed with Poland and Lithuania, so they would be able to defend at this point in time since it is a little bit early. They demanded the Sudetenland a little bit early too. But here we actually see this exclave get rolled over, so let's go ahead and see that. So they're going to be pushing into here really fast, just trying to roll over this as fast as possible with Polish and Lithuanian troops. And they're also going to try to take as much coastal land as possible, and they're going to be successful at that. So they're going to be pushing the Germans out a little bit, but let's go ahead and see how they do against this push. And here we see their whole front is divided, so let's see the cutoff, and here we go. It's going to cut off like this, cutting off Polish, Lithuanian not Commonwealth, but they're going to be cut off and pushed into. So they're going to start losing a little bit, but they are going to be able to perform a successful defensive to sort of just bring back all their troops, just get ready for another push. Now, this is going to be more of a risky push, but they're going to do it either way, and it's going to be very successful, cutting off the coast from land, and they're going to be threatening Berlin a lot with a very successful spearhead, just pushing into Germany, almost taking Berlin, but Germany gets really riled up and ready for this war because they're extremely nationalistic. So they're just going to push down on the Pax. Yeah, I'm just going to call them the Pact. The Pact's offensive, really fast, using Blitzenkrieg, or however you pronounce it. And they're just going to push so far into Polish land really fast. And they aren't going to be performing a good defensive on this land. So it's going to be really easy for them to take back if they can. But here we see Warsaw get spearheaded towards really fast. But we also see Lithuanian troops really helping out with French and British troops to free up this. Now, it's just voluntary forces, but the US has a little bit of voluntary forces too. And Germany's just going to be like, alright, maybe we can't win this war. So they're just going to be like, yeah, good luck. And then, not Belgium, but Netherlands is going to join this war on the side of the Pact. And they're going to perform a very well surprise invasion with tons of British troops and Lithuanian troops, some not Yugoslavian, but Czechoslovakian refugees and everything. And they're just going to push off the coast here. The Pact is going to push off the coast with them. They're going to push down so they can spearhead and free up their areas of land. And here we see them pushing back all of Germany's attack forces. Now this is going to be a really big move, and they're going to push onto Berlin, and they're going to capture Berlin pretty easily with all the voluntary forces that they have. So let's go ahead and see the peace treaty. So this is going to be the peace treaty for the jumping of Germany. Now they're going to gain some land, cede some land over like to Belgium, and then we also see land ceded over to Denmark. France gets a little bit of the Rhineland, and here we see Austria being split a lot, and then Germany's also split into west, east, and north. Southern Germany. So East Germany is going to be a little bit different here, but we are going to see a big domination from Poland and Czechoslovakia in this peace treaty. Now Austria is kind of cooked. Vienna's in Western Austria, Northern Austria, then we also got Southern Austria. That looks super weird. Weird borders. Austria is probably going to fully unify first. I don't know about Germany, but This is going to be the end of today's episode of the alt history that I'm going to be doing on my main channel. Do check out GeoEdits, but do like and subscribe. Almost on the 200, almost at the 100 sub mark. So like and subscribe, and comment down below if you want me to do this series or not.